Alrighty, Roo, and cuckoo choo to you and all my nobodies not watching out there. Back on it. Took just a little break, kind of organize a few things. Um, so it's getting late. I should go to St. Patrick's and file my latest report. I have no idea what I'm gonna do next. I guess I'll find out. When I reach the cathedral, Father Leonard is almost there. He's not exactly the most punctual person, so I always feel relieved to see him from afar. Good, I'm not gonna have to wait again. It's like sunlight comes and, I got things to do. It's awkward to be like, yeah, no, I'm getting the fuck out of here. It's 5 in the morning and I still have to deal with getting back to a place where I won't instantly die. Or, yeah. Time to move in and move out before I'm noticed by Benoit. Father Leonard, who do you look like? You look like someone. I don't know who, but whatever. Will this be all? I guess so. I rattled off most of it in a hurry on the way here. I'll come up with more exhaustive report tomorrow night. Busy? Looks that way, Father. Our wayward girl has finally been recognized by her superiors. I don't think recognized is the right way. I think acknowledged, and that has like a negative connotation to it. But yeah. Here we go again. Ah, shit. Here we go. Of course, he had to sneak up on me. That's like messed up. You're a vampire. Oh wait, so is he. So is he. Yeah, I forgot. He's like but I think he's a Toreador as well. Everybody in this fucking place is a Toreador. Like most of the main characters are all Toreadors. Like, okay. Even if you even heard about that, well, I guess that means every single kindred in the 5 boroughs knows. I know you're an expert when it comes to knowing who's saying what and where, but the last time we met, you promised to share that knowledge with me. It's like, I just try to avoid you because you're kind of creepy. I preferred your old look, but I think your shirt is awesome. It's just, I don't know. You seem much more like powerful and aggressive now. Less helpful and more ready to cause trouble. Yeah, I was kind of lying. Just straight up, like, yeah, no, I don't... Dude, you creep me out and I don't like you. But it's not like they have restraining orders for vampires. Like, that shit's not gonna be... It's not gonna matter. It'd probably just cause more problems. That's the 9th commandment broken, Father. Shouldn't you scold her? Look, I'll do 3 Hail Marys and... I don't know. The flogging thing where you... The flagellant where you, like, hit yourself a couple times if it makes you happy. I've already cut myself today. Does that help? I don't know. Don't involve me in your silly games, Benoit. The way you fall for obvious lies stems from your biggest failing in communication. So, it sounds like there's trouble in paradise between you two guys. I'm just gonna go, and yeah. And that is, you only pay attention to the what that's being said, not the how. I don't feel like that's true from the last game, but I don't really remember the last game, so what do I know? That's... Booyah, motherfucker! Suck it! Annihilated with an absolutely flawless diagnosis. That's from your perspective, Julia. You barely know him. Or maybe you know him more than the last character did. Maybe he's changed. I don't know. Man, I don't know. Child, don't make me regret siding with you. And that is the appropriately... That is a perfectly fair comment. Father Leonard winning this interaction on all parts. I'm sorry, Father. Won't happen again. Especially if you promise to keep verbally destroying that clown. See, starts well, and then you go back to that. You're in a strange mood tonight, child. Go get some sleep. Yes, we'll continue this tomorrow. I'd really rather not. I was trying to get this done before you showed up. But now, no. Tomorrow's bad for me. I'm not showing up here tomorrow. Yeah, it's like, yeah, no, that's that's a negative, Ghost Rider. Yes, you are. Stop breaking the 9th commandment. Did I make an agreement that I was going to, and I would continue to do so? Like, every night I'll finish off this, and I just forgot about it? So, I'd be lying, or you're telling me that, because I don't think she was going to show up if she didn't have to. Like, so I wouldn't be, you're not lying if at the time you're like, oh no, I'm not coming here, and they're like, put a gun to your head, and they're like, yes you are. It's like, okay, I guess I am. You're not lying when you say you're not going to. The situation has changed. You're not breaking the 9th commandment of thou shalt not speak, lie or speak false, bear false witness against, yourself or others or whatever, however it's phrased. It's like, no, I had no intention of being here. Okay, if you're going to force me here somehow, socially or otherwise, I guess. But if I didn't mean to, then I'm not. See you around, Julia. Well, it sounds like something you would say, like, he would say in, like, the tone of, like, a mocking little brother or older brother or bully or something. He says my name in a sickly sweet way that gives me the creeps. I vow to Father Leonard to do my best to ignore Benoit and for the Dakota's place. See, some bad shit's gonna happen to her, and I know it. They just make you care too much about her. Like, there's just no other outcome, and it makes me sad, because she is such a cool person and so sweet. Like, she's barely involved in this, and I'm confident she keeps her fucking mouth shut. But there's no way people can't know about her, She could be on the down low as much as possible, but Julia's bad at, well, basically most of the things. Apparently she's supposed to be a good investigator, but I don't really feel like she's that good. And I forget, again, the powers that I have. I think I have presence, and I have obfuscation, and I think... Not obfuscate, the shadowmancy, whatever it is. Obtenebration, is that it? I don't know, I control shadows, whatever it is, I forget. Which I don't seem to use at all, which is really lame, because it's like, oh wow, I finally get this and I don't ever use it. It's such a cool power. It doesn't seem to come up much. Again, still don't get to use your powers whenever you want. I'd rather sit here and have to worry about feeding consistently than never being able to use my powers, and yeah, I don't remember the other one that I have. I would assume it's Auspex, but I don't remember. Finally, my haven. Well, it's more like your shared haven with that super sweet, dope-ass, cool chick that's sort of your roommate, girlfriend, with friends with benefits that you guys don't, like, put, like, a huge label on it, and I think that's, like, cool, because it doesn't have to be about that. You're, like, besties, and, she's literally the best person in your life. like, supernatural or otherwise. Yeah. You're lucky to have her, and you don't deserve her. Yeah. No, that's not it. Alright, well, I'll look into that later. Hey! Oh, she looks... I don't know. Is that her normal default? I forget. But she looks a little not super... Wow, we are... Okay. Another tough night? You don't know the half of it. You want a drink? She points to her neck. I manage to summon a faint smile. It's like, I mean, it is kind of how I live, and it's not like I go hunt. Maybe that's why they included her, to make it so that you don't have to hunt very often. they don't teach you to hunt. They don't want to put that as much. Maybe that's people complained about it because it was bullshit. A lot of the times they're like, haha, we tricked you. You're hungry and then you fed and bad things happened. Or you tried to feed and you failed and bad things happened. Or you didn't feed and bad things, like, dude, like, look, mate, I'm a fucking vampire. I'll rip out your throat and suck the whole, like, and chug you like a shitty beer. Like, fuck you. I'm Jane from Outside Xbox. I'll fuck your shit up. I'm not a fucking wizard, but I'll fuck up your shit. Like, come on, like. And this is their way of being like, this way you don't have to worry so much about feeding, because you have basically a blood slave at home that's just willing. I mean, if you were smart and you thought that one girl would be smart too, the one with the little like space kitty tattoo, I forget her name, she had the purple hair and the buns and whatever. She should be a roommate, and then you have two blood slaves, that way you're not taking too much from either, and both of them could be happy, and they both seem kind of cool, and I feel like they'd get along. And then, I don't know, that does seem like a bit to ask. Like, but I feel like it would be a better solution, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm just one of those people that it's just like, that seems like a good move. I'd love to, but you know we can't do this too often. Maybe tomorrow. See? She does care. She's like, look, if I drink from you every night, you don't have the time to get better. We did that the other night. You need a, like, I really do, but you know, you just, you can't, like, the reality is I have to have a certain amount for it to matter. And you only have so much, and it takes a while for you to kind of get back. Even a really, like, in the world of darkness, even a really great blood slave, you know, that's like, oh yeah, no, I fucking love the way this feels, and I want to do this as much as possible. And they're like somebody who's like, you know, a bodybuilder that's got a lot of body mass and as much blood as they can, and it's like doing like a diet specifically made to help them replenish their blood supply, still can't just, you know, you can't just have that one blood slave. Like, you're still gonna have to do a little hunting. I mean, I would think, depending on the individual's needs. Like, I don't know. It seems like it depends on the world and the thing, but like sometimes some vampires need more, some need less. Some can tolerate certain things, some tolerate them less good. Sometimes they seem to get more nourishment from, like, you could have two vampires and in the world of darkness be like, oh yeah, no, I can't even eat that, I'll just fucking vomit. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with this. It's like, it's not my type, can't do it. Like Venture, just like, oh yeah, no, I can only, you know, eat from hot, fit, blonde women or something. And it's like, if they're not that, I'm gonna vomit. Like, she's a hot, fit, blonde woman, but okay. Yeah, that's not a good example here, but, you know, like that sort of thing. It's like, oh, it wasn't a natural blonde. Like, what the fuck? It's like, is this psychological? Is this like, what? But the reality is, or they might, two people could get, you know, two different vampires, not Venture included, could get different values of nourishment. It's just kind of how it is. They don't go too far into it. I'd love to know more about that, though, like how the blood is different. Is it just a nutritional value thing, like the person's diet? Is there a psychological thing? Because I know that in some versions they look into, like, the energy created affects both the taste, or, like, I know in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, they were planning on going with a mechanic that they probably scrapped, that was part of one of the newer forms of the tabletop, where it's like, if they're afraid, or if they're fighting, or if they are seduced, or something like that. They have like a different aura or energy or something to it, and that makes a difference. I don't know. What's the blood to gain ratio? Who knows? This game doesn't really go into it, but the reality is she can't just be letting me nom on her every night, because that would be bad. You want to talk then? See? So supportive. Yeah, I guess so. Just not about work, okay? I sit down next to her. Not about work. Got it. What's on your mind then? The past, I guess? Meaning? How spotty our memories are, and how despite that, that's what we build our convictions on? It's like, your memories might be spotty because you've been smoking cigarettes since before, you know, like, you maybe had your time of the month. Like, you know, that's probably a thing. It's probably affected your brain development prior to becoming a vampire. Not to mention, people could have been using Dominate on you to fuck with your memories and aspects, and you probably just didn't have that great of a memory in the first place because of a lot of trauma, and trauma can literally, is basically brain damage. Sorry, it's so banal. I'm just tired and frustrated. Well, let's talk about something more specific then. What do you remember about the time we first met? Are you my handler? Are you secretly like a ghoul for somebody else? That's like working for them? Are you Hope? Are you Hope's? No, because when somebody is a ghoul for a Malkavian, that madness travels. I'm pretty sure usually it does anyway. I think. Or maybe that's just a demerit. Or like a bad thing. That it's like, oh no, you're still fine. I don't remember. The time we first met? Yeah. Shit, not a lot actually. Those were gloomy, anxious days. I think I subconsciously replaced most of them with blank spaces. See, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem normal. Like, it just... But you were already friends prior. But vampires are vampires, and they could totally fucking long game this. And somebody on the... I don't know. It just seems like more work than somebody of the Shadow Clan is going to put out for theirs. To be like, for a potential, I'm going to place this person into their lives, but maybe they just use Dominate or something to make you believe that you had been friends for a while or something. I don't know. It's fucking weird. I'm not happy to be questioning her. It just seems like no matter what, it's bad. But she was your friend before, but they could have put that in there before you became a vampire. Or they could have just told you that was the case. It's hard to tell. I remember you trying to paint your hair black. Ouch. Don't dig up my trauma now, okay? I remember that when we first talked, you talked about Hasu? Don't say Hasu. It's low-key racist, I think. I don't know what that is. Is that like a thing I should know from my love of Japanese culture? Or does that relate to something else? Some other culture that I'm not? Nobody ever knows what you mean by... Oh, house. So maybe... Okay, I guess, like, maybe that's her way of... I don't know, man. I'm not gonna even think about it. Just keep I gotta end this before too long. That show with the asshole doctor. House. No, that Japanese haunted house, but horror film that seems like it was written by a 7-year-old ADHD. Did I ever watch that one? I think I put it on my list. I don't think I've ever watched it. In the best way. In the best way. Duh. We were arguing over which characters from which movie both of us are. I'm gonna end this real quick because I'm not sure how long it's been going on. It seems like it's been going on forever, so yeah. Something might happen.